Hi everyone, my name is Rishit. Today is the 17th of November 2025, and today I'll be going over my weekly prediction for gold, that is XAU USD. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the at the end of the video, I'll sort of recap my final prediction, my overall prediction for the week. But before getting there, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational, and therefore it is important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style, since you may not be with mine. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. We can see here that gold, as gold is been on a very long-term uptrend. We had a shaky month here in October where we had a long wick. However, we see that the price, is relatively unaffected in the sense we had a lot of volume in October. And we see that, of course, RSI is extremely overbought. But then looking at the macroeconomics side of things, gold is sort of placed to be a very, very, very profitable asset at this point in time, especially because of political and economic uncertainties. So people are rushing to fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies, and gold as a canonical inflation hedge. So we see this sort of long-term uptrend, relatively stable, high volume, and yeah, so very good signs and so continuation signs in the monthly spectrum. Now in the weekly charts, we see a similar thing where we had some long-term uptrend, have a little bit of a correction here. This was that wick we saw in the monthly charts. However, we see that as the month started here, we've sort of been on an uptrend, right? So, and volume has been increasing. That's the big one. Volume has been increasing, although, this week's just started, so we can't really say anything here. This week was high volume on a bullish candlestick, so that's a very good sign as well. MACD has sort of been declining here, the histogram or the distance. It hasn't crossed over, so we can't say anything here. Similarly, RSI is starting to crash down. Again, we will need a solid crossover before we can make a prediction on any one of these, so as of now, it's a bullish continuation. Daily charts. We can see, again, similar pattern here. We can see this sort of crash down we saw in the little bit more detail. We see we had a consolidation period. We broke out of that channel. We're going up. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? This was the candle high wick, that long upper shadow we saw last week. This was because of these two candles here. This is a very large candle. It's not exactly an evening star candle, but it is generally a bearish candle, right? But you see we have a spinning top candle for, the day hasn't, ended yet, but we'll see how the market goes. However, just based off of this, we are in sort of an uncertain phase in the market. We see the MACD starting to cross over. If we have another red tick here, then that could be a possible reversal signal, at least in the short term. Similarly, RSI, sort of confirming this price movement. We see net, it's been going down. We see net in the RSI, it's been going down as well. So yeah, that's what we have for gold. Definitely, right now, long term, it's bullish. In the short term, there may be some corrections, but then we still need confirmation or at least an indication as to how that's when that's gonna happen. So nothing from the candlesticks yet. We need a strong reversal indicator or reversal pattern to be able to make that call. But yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.